So AOC spent yesterday battling some Republicans, some pretty high-ranking Republicans, some pretty well-known Republicans. So she got Republicans pissed off when she said this tweet, this common sense tweet. It says, "To get the virus under control, we need to pay people to stay home." Now this is the most basic common sense thing ever. You have to do a lockdown to basically keep the virus from spreading, and people need money for food. They need money for regular things because they're now out of work, because they're quarantining at home to prevent the spread of the virus so people don't die from the virus. So you have to give them money. This is what any nation that gives even a slight fuck about its people has done. France, Canada, you've seen the stories. I think Canada's paying like $2,000 a month or some crazy number like that. Like, imagine that. I think France is the same thing. Almost any nation that gives even us the slightest semblance of a fuck about its people is doing that. The idea that this would even be slightly controversial or that anybody would counter this is actually really embarrassing. But it does. So Nikki Haley says, AOC, are you suggesting you want to pay people to stay home from the money you take by defunding the police? Or was that for the student debts you wanted to pay off, the Green New Deal, or Medicare for all? So she says, hashtag, where is the money? So she's talking about where is the money as, the Fed printed a bunch of cash out, for big businesses, obviously, and is not interested in actually investing any of the money into the people, trying to say, hey, where's the money we're going to pay the, regular people? Dude, if your government cannot pay people money in a pandemic, what is the purpose of having a government? Isn't that supposed to be like the main reason for having a government for situations like this? So you can have organization and shut down and literally give people money? That's the whole point. You pay taxes for a reason. That's why you pay taxes. You pay taxes so in situations like this, the government has funding to give you money. That's the whole purpose. And so it's absolutely asinine to see this going on. It's truly, truly, truly insane. And by the way, wasn't Nikki Haley like lavishly spending money as what was she, like UN ambassador? And then she was removed after she was like spending money all lavishly on furniture and stuff like that. I forgot what it was, but it's really definitely very shady. But it's really telling that you are not spending money on the people. It's very, very interesting. AOC then responds saying, Nikki, I'm suggesting Republicans find the spine to stand up to their corporate donors and vote for the same measures they did in March, except without the Wall Street bailout this time. And I know you're confused about actual governance, but police budgets are municipal, not federal. And AOC then says, utterly embarrassing that this woman was a governor and still doesn't have a grasp on public investment. Wonder if she says federal financing works like a piggy bank or household too. All this faux seriousness from folks who worship Trump for running the country like his casino. So obviously Trump bankrupted everything he owned. But I remember Nikki Haley, there was some report about Nikki Haley, or she said something really dumb that made it really apparent that actually she was not qualified for her job as UN ambassador. The exact story escapes me, but I did do a video on it. But even if you don't, quote, have the money, your government should go into debt for that. Like, you should go into debt. You should deficit spend, okay? Because paying people money for food and regular things as there's a pandemic going on and protecting lives is the most important thing the government can do. It's literally a pandemic. Not even is it the most important thing it can do. It has to do it. It has no choice, all right? So Kelly Loeffler, I don't know how she's not in prison yet, by the way. She was doing insider trading where she was selling off all of her stocks based on a congressional meeting that she had. So she says, AOC wants to lock down her economy, lock the American people in their homes, and put the government in charge of every single part of our lives. No wonder she supports Warnock. It's not going to happen on my watch. Absolutely hilarious. Put the government in charge of every single part of our lives. Dude, it's literally a pandemic. It's a virus spreading. People are dying. Okay, what do you think happens in pandemics? Like, I don't know. What is the libertarian solution to pandemics? I don't understand. Just, I don't know, Darwinism? I don't know. What is it? What are you doing? AOC says, Kelly Loeffler's disclosures show you seem to have gifted yourself private jet on public dime and exploited corrupt tax loopholes to do it. If you're happy helping yourself to public funds, maybe take a seat before arguing against stimulus checks to help everyday people in a pandemic. This is also very true, and she also cites a news article about this. Is also very true. Both of these people that she's talking about are well known for actually misusing and lavishly spending public money for themselves. You know, private things like a private jet and things of that nature. So she's actually absolutely right about that. But it's pretty scary that even these Republicans are against, paying money to its own people. You don't see this issue in any of the other nations, man. They're all like, yeah, we're going to give unemployed people $2,000 a year until this pandemic is over. Here we are, in the U.S. basically begging for any crumbs that you can possibly get. And it's pretty depressing to see, man. But luckily, AOC here to state the obvious and then defend it.